Elite Expert Insider, the podcast that educates, inspires, and motivates you to take your business and life to the next level. We would like to thank Audible for supporting Elite Expert Insider. Please go to the link bit.ly/Elite Audible. That's bit.ly/Elite Audible and get a free 30-day trial to show your support. Thank you, Audible. Now to Elite Expert Insider for conversations with industry leaders. Hey, it's Melanie Johnson here along with Jen Foster for another amazing podcast. Today, we are going to teach you some great marketing and branding tips. We have an awesome guest here who does everything in marketing and branding, and he says a 30-minute phone call with them can teach you how to brand your business and get more business. His name is Chen. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you are looking to create a book, publish a book, take your business to the next level by utilizing Amazon, look us up at Elite Online Publishing. We're here to help you, work with you one-on-one, send you on an amazing book writing retreat. And we have great products if you're looking for a journal, a notebook, story starter series. We have all of that. So check us out at eliteonlinepublishing.com or Amazon. You can find us. So Jen, say hi. Welcome.
Hey guys, good to see you all and talk to you if you're listening or watching.
So we have Kevin Thomas Chen. He owns Morale Company. It is a branding and marketing company. And we met him at the Habitudes Conference, and he was just kicking butt there. He was taking all of these different speakers and interviewing them and getting their insights. And what he does special that no other company does is he gives back to young entrepreneurs to teach them how to market themselves. So we're going to get into a few things today to teach you how to market your business, brand your business. And if you're a new entrepreneur, you really want to pay attention and hook into them because they're going to help you. Hey, Kevin, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
So tell us, how did you start your business?
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. Early on in college, I started an Instagram account. And so I really started on social media. And so I used to be a breakdancer. And I would take pictures of me breakdancing in front of really beautiful Los Angeles backgrounds. And that was kind of my beginning. I kind of grew that account to 20,000 followers in 3 months.
Wow.
I got featured on the Instagram blog. I got, thousands of people submitting to my Insta Breakin' hashtag, which is what I called that photo series. And kind of through that, I created another account and I did landscape photography. And I grew that account to 40,000 followers. And I just kind of grew this passion for creating content and being able to grow accounts to large followings and be able to reach a lot of people and inspire people with compelling content. And so that's kind of how I got started. I decided to take my marketing social media knowledge and create a business out of it. And so that's kind of how I got started.
That's awesome. So breakdancing, so like the old Michael Jackson style, or?
Yeah, so I used to, be on the ground spinning, doing all that fun stuff. That was kind of my high school passion.
So what would you say if a company comes to you, how do they create compelling content? What are some of the tips you give them for to create compelling content and to get more followers, whether it be on their Instagram, their Facebook, or just to their website?
Absolutely. Well, I always follow this kind of 4 C's rule. And I think I talked about this before, and it's cool, comedic, cute, and cats. Animals do very well online. But I would also say is really treat your content like it's a product, because your content can actually make money online, especially on YouTube. And so when you start to treat your content like a product, not like you're selling a product, you start to see and start to treat your content that is a little bit more engaging, that actually brings value to people versus trying to sell a product online. And so that's what I would say for any company that's starting off to make content, is really treat it like it's a product, because it is.
So each post, everything that you do is an individual product that
Absolutely.
You're trying to create value in a service, not necessarily saying that it's you're selling it for money. You're giving them something of value every time you put out there.
Absolutely.
All right. And
I love how you were saying with the content, you want to make sure that you are giving them value, but also that you're not selling. Like, you don't want to be, I'm giving you this so you'll go buy this. You just
Absolutely.
want to give it to them.
Exactly.
So what's the border, I guess it'd be the level, how do you know you're cool? How can you tell? I mean, what's cool to my kids and cool to me? Mom, you're so not cool. That is so, yeah, I get that all the time. That's not going to work. That's not going to sell, Mom. But, it depends. I'm like, well, you're not my demographic.
Well, I think the biggest thing is looking at accounts that a lot of people do follow and a lot of people engage with. And, Steve Jobs said this, great artists borrow, but amazing artists will steal. And I would say is looking at those accounts that are doing very well, that have a lot of engagement, that people are commenting, engaging, having a conversation around, and analyzing what is it that they're doing that I'm not? What about my content can I improve, or what can I replicate from those content pieces and implement that into my business? And so that's where I would start, is look at accounts that are cool, that people are following, that people are talking about, and kind of reverse engineering and seeing what you could do to implement that into your business.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be the same product or service. It could be anybody that's doing something really great and right that you can copy. Would you say that? Or it should be someone in your niche?
I think ideas can come from anywhere. And I think it's better that you look outside of your industry, because that is where the creative ideas come from. And I think that if you're following what everyone else is doing in your industry, then how do you stand out? The elements that are entertaining from different accounts, different industries, and make it relevant to yours, that's when it gets interesting. That's when it becomes cool.
Yeah, I like that. Looking at ways to stand out and be unique, not just doing whatever all the other, marketing agencies are doing or whatever.
Absolutely, you got it.
So walk us through a 30-minute call. So someone, we want people to contact you and reach out to you because you've got such great information for them. So if someone gives you that call, we can just pick any random business, and what are some of the questions and things you'd go through with them?
Absolutely. So where we always start is with the dream and the goal. That's kind of where the vision and the purpose is. And oftentimes when we bring on a client, we don't want to tailor anything around our services, but rather understanding exactly what their goals and dreams are first. And kind of reverse engineering as to how our services and be a catalyst to achieve those goals. So whether that's through building a website, through doing online marketing, building content, and being able to tailor all that around that and building a theme to create a success formula so that they could achieve their goals depending on when they want to achieve it and how we're going to help them get there. And so that's essentially what the 30-minute call is about, is really understanding what their dreams are and how we can help them achieve that through online marketing.
Okay. And it's so important that you said with a team. So many entrepreneurs are those solopreneurs, or they have a partner and they're doing it all on their own, and they really need to incorporate a team, whether it's outsourced or they bring it on themselves if they can't afford to have it right away, because you can't do it all yourself.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. It would be very hard to do it on your own. Yeah.
What are some branding solutions you have for someone to find their identity?
Well, I think a lot of it, we kind of go through our process and we ask questions as to what is it really that they want to accomplish for their target demographic. So we start there. It's what problem that you're trying to solve. Then we kind of start there. Then we kind of understand the person's story. Why is it important to them? Then being able to tie that story of themselves to why they want to solve that problem. Because what we realize is when you combine those two elements, you have a more compelling brand. And so when you tie that backstory as to who you are and the problem that you're going to solve, you really have a powerful brand.
That's one of the tools we use in writing a book, is that story, the power of that story, and having it down on paper and using Amazon to leverage it, because then they can send it to somebody or a client ahead of time, and it's part of that branding. The story is so powerful, to hear the backstory of someone or why they started the company and the reason behind it, and the services and why they want to create those services.
Absolutely. That's great. That's wonderful.
Now, tell us a little bit about the Young Entrepreneur Program you have. I'm so excited about that. I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, so with that series, it's called We Are the Change. It's going to be a YouTube series that we're doing online where we're looking for young millennials who are entrepreneurs and who have a mission to really inspire or impact their communities. And so recently we interviewed Lavanya, who was recently on Shark Tank and pitched her business, which actually teaches kids from K through 12 to do science, engineer, math, technology. And she teaches these kids these awesome skills that are extremely important for the future generation. And we thought that to be extremely inspiring. And the whole mission of the series is to inspire that being young isn't an excuse to not pursue your dreams. It's actually the best time to do that. And so we kind of want to be a catalyst to inspire young millennials to pursue that, to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams or pursue anything that they do want to accomplish at a young age so they don't regret it in the future.
You know, sometimes you just don't have the keys to the kingdom. You don't know where to start.
Right.
And it's so great that you're giving that information to them that they can research and have tools so they don't make some of the mistakes that even us well-seasoned entrepreneurs still make.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's our mission for that series. So we're really excited for that.
So let me ask you, what do you think when someone is looking for someone to do their branding, their online social media, their website design, hire a company like yours, what should they be looking for, number one, and what are some of the big mistakes people make when they may hire the wrong company to do that?
Well, I would say this. A lot of our clients come to us and they complain about someone who's not communicative. And I think that's the biggest thing, as being very transparent and communicative and being very quick with your responses and being accountable for what you promise. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to be able to see if they're very responsive in communication. I think sometimes it's very hard to gauge that in the beginning. So maybe not doing something long-term commitments. So for us, we don't do anything long-term commitments. We want to win your business month after month. And if we're not doing what we promise, then you don't have to pay us the next month. And I think that it's very important that the agency you hire is very communicative and understands your business, understands your goals. And I would say that's something that you have to look out for when you're hiring a branding or digital agency like us.
I think that's great advice because, you know, so many times people drop the ball. They say even in sales, people give up after one contact or two contacts. You don't hear from them again. And I think that even happens, like you were saying, when you get someone into your company and they are a client, that maybe you're focused on getting the next client instead of servicing the client you already have and making sure that you're really staying on top of it and giving them the highest level of service and products, and staying on top of the communication of what their goals are, because they change in a company. Wouldn't you say, like, once you've gotten a client and maybe you've started to establish their brand, you've got their website going, well, then those goals and dreams may adjust a little bit. Do you help with that to give the vision, okay, we're here now, where can we go next for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. We do that every single quarter with our partners. And we always say, hey, what's the goal for this quarter? How can we inch closer to your big vision? And so it's never like, this is your goal, this is all that we're going to do. It's always a reevaluation, because I think as a business, you have to also focus on the business you are today, but also the business that you want to become. And, you know, being able to see both sides of that and inch towards the business that you want to become, it's always important to keep that in line and keep that conversation going.
So what are some of the key questions you ask every quarter to a client?
All right. So I think a lot of the times it's reevaluating how we did that last quarter and to see if what we're doing is effective or not. Then asking, hey, are we on the right track to achieve your big vision? Right. And so being able to see that through numbers, I think the numbers don't lie, and seeing if that supports them financially to make the next step. And so it's really focusing on the numbers, and a lot of that we look at the stats of, you know, hey, how are the ads doing? How is your website converting? How much sales did you do? How many phone calls did you get? Where's the missing piece? And being able to reverse engineer that to see what we really need to focus on for the next quarter.
And, you know, I think that's great for any business. The focusing on asking those questions overall, what's working, what's not working, are we getting our sales in? And so many companies, they get and individuals, they get lost in that process. Even if you're working for yourself, like you're a realtor or somebody just in sales, and you're kind of still an entrepreneur, even though you're under the umbrella of a company, that we don't stop to take that time to evaluate every quarter and say what's working, what's not working, how can we adjust, how can we move forward. What's great about you is you give that accountability, not just for the social media. It makes them kind of think about everything for business, because how does that relate to your sales? And they may go, this other thing in sales is not necessarily working for us either.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's a holistic approach, because we believe digital, online, social media is a part of that. It's a part of all aspects of your business, and we need to be able to integrate that so it is effective. And so it's kind of being able to see it in a holistic perspective, because if our client's not doing well, then we're not going to do well either.
Yeah.
Got to have that evaluation process. I like that you do that. A lot of times, like you said, Melanie, if you're a solopreneur, you don't really do that. So having a marketing company who does that for you and kind of reevaluates and says, okay, what did we do? What worked? What didn't? I think that's huge. You got to have that.
Absolutely.
And Kevin, what do you see as the biggest mistakes when you get a new client in that they're making with their website?
Man, there are quite a few, and I think a lot of our clients come to us with a website that's not mobile friendly. And being able to create a separate website that is mobile friendly is extremely crucial, because half people are looking on their phones. And how are people finding your website? Is that social media? Is that Google? Where are you browsing? And I think that's the first step, is mobile friendly. The second thing is really clarifying your message. A lot of times I'll go on a website and I don't know what they do within the first 3 seconds. And that's a problem, because people leave your website within 3 seconds if they don't know what you do. And so It's very important to clarify that, and to be able to take your website visitor through a story. How is this going to help their life? And if it is, how can they contact you? Right? And I think that's the biggest mistake that I see, is not clarifying that and not being mobile friendly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, every business owner should open up their website and do the 3-second rule and do it for themselves, and then have someone else do it. So look at it for 3 seconds, and then go to a different place or look away and say, okay, what is it? What do I think they do? What do I think? Who do I think that they offer services to, and what do they do?
Exactly.
And how do I?
This is a good test that I tell my clients to do.
Yeah, it's like, do I want to find out more, or do I want to just go and look at something else? Would I want to dive in more and look at it? And asking other people that to have them look at your website and do a 3-second rule is huge, because you get a lot of feedback, and then you find out, I guess we didn't portray the message we wanted to portray. So
Exactly. And I would say a good 3 questions to ask is go to a coffee shop and then pull up your website, give them the laptop and say, hey, can you tell me what this website does, how it will be important to your life, or will it be important to your life, and where can you get it? If you can answer that within 3 seconds, you're solid. But if not, you have some work to do.
I like that you talked about the mobile.
Do those 3 things again so people can write that down. I'm trying to write it down as we say it.
Yeah, do it one more time.
So what do I do? How is this important to my life? Where can I get it?
Okay. Awesome. Website is very, very important. A lot of people are even saying mobile apps are the future. People will look at websites anymore. And the reason why that is because of what you said. Where do most people look at your website? 50%, I don't know the statistics, you probably know, but is on a phone or a tablet. So if your website, you have to zoom in with your fingers in order to read anything, then they're not going to be there. They're going to go find someone else.
Yep.
Especially because they're
have
driving out.
Okay, he's got another one.
I have another one. Is the only thing that's guaranteed on your website is that they're going to leave. Right? And so how do you get them back to your website? If you don't have an email capture that you can communicate with them to remind them that you exist, they're not coming back.
Yeah. So should that be on the first page? Do you think people should have that on the first page?
Absolutely.
All right, and we want your expert opinion, since you're doing this on a daily basis, that app question. Do you think do you think every business should have an app these days? I mean, is that where it's going? And can they make money having their app? I mean, are people actually going to download the app and keep it on their phone? Or is it just something to go to temporarily?
I think I get that question a lot. And my take on it is that I think it depends on what the app is for and whether that aligns with your business goals or not. And I don't think an app is for everybody. You're not going to invest $10,000 into an app versus spending $10,000 somewhere else where it could be more effective. And so it depends on what kind of business you are. And if it really aligns with, maybe it's online shopping and you have a lot of loyal customers that buy your e-commerce goods, whether that's fashion. And I've seen a lot of great apps with e-commerce websites where it makes it very convenient to shop. But it depends on the business. If it aligns with your goals and it aligns with your budget at the time, then it might be worth it. But I wouldn't say it's for every single business for all shapes and sizes. It really depends where you're at.
Okay, so maybe more for a retail business versus a service-oriented business. I mean, if you're, I don't know, an electrician and you're giving service, you might not necessarily need an app. But if you're selling clothing, shoes, books, or something like that, and you have an ongoing clientele that are purchasing things, maybe so. Would you say that's more of a rule of thumb?
I wouldn't say that either, but that's just what I've seen as an effective app use. I'm not saying that there couldn't be a creative way to do that, but it really depends on where you are in the business and whether that's the smart move for you, whether that's the right place to put your money, right? And because it's not cheap to make an app that's really good. Because, for example, someone downloads your app and it doesn't work very well, they're deleting it instantly and they're never re-downloading it. Then the money that you spent creating the app wasn't really worth it, right? So I would say evaluate where is the best place to put your money, rather than saying, create an app for any business out there. And I think I would say there's a lot of other things you can do first before deciding on an app. And it really depends on what kind of business you are. And I don't think I could blanket statement everything, but that's kind of what I would evaluate first.
I think what you said earlier about the app is knowing what the app will do and knowing the outcome and the purpose of the app, I think is the biggest thing. Because Absolutely. If you just spend thousands of dollars on an app just so that they can know where your location is and call you, then there's no purpose for that app. It's not engaging. It's not exciting. They're going to delete it right away. When Absolutely. Your website or your mobile-friendly website would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, great advice. Kevin, thank you so much for coming today.
We have to ask him one more question, Melanie.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
We have to ask him, Kevin, what is your superpower?
My superpower.
What would you say your superpower is if you had one?
Well, there's a superpower that I've always wanted. I'll share that one. I've always wanted to fly without an airplane, like just be able to fly like Superman. That would kind of be one that I think is really cool. Because imagine all the cool pictures you could take in the air. I think that'd be pretty cool. I guess they have drones now for that.
Yeah. Or you could jump off a cliff with the flying
suits now that you can do with the bat wings kind of thing.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to go hang gliding or something and take some pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That's actually on my bucket list.
Yeah. All right. So tell us where they can find, because you're offering the 30-minute session for potential clients.
Absolutely.
Or if they just want to reach out and have help, you're there. So where is that they can reach you? And we will also put it up on our website and put it up here in the interview.
Sure. It's moraleagency.com. That's our website. You can just fill out the form and we'll contact you for a 30-minute consultation. And that's moraleagency.com. So you can find us there. You can also follow us on social media at Morale News. That's MORALENEWS. And you can follow us on all social media platforms. That's our social media handle. And that's where you guys can find us.
Terrific.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I love this podcast.
Yeah. Please. And so speaking of that, please subscribe to our podcast. Leave us some reviews. We'd love to hear from you. So subscribe, share, and leave a review. And we will see you next time. And again, if you're looking to have a book, get us at eliteonlinepublishing.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
For more information about us, go to eliteonlinepublishing.com. To get your free book, The Accomplishment and Success Story Starter, simply text your name and email to 832-572-5285. That's 832-572-5285. We'd also like to thank Audible for supporting Elite Expert Insider. To get your free 30-day trial, please go to bit.ly/Elite Audible. That's bit.ly/Elite Audible and get your free 30-day trial to show your support. Thank you, Audible.